Hello guys, today we'll have a code review of a Laravel API project which was submitted as a job interview part. So I've got an email from someone who was rejected after submitting this code, and they asked me to review it for potential reasons and what can be optimized and what could be better in this API code. And the main two things that we will be talking about is consistency and accuracy. After I show a few features, you will understand what I mean. So as always, with every new project, I start to review from routes, and this is API project, so I was expecting to find something in the routes API. And here I see only the default route from Laravel, so it should be somewhere else. So in the Bootstrap app of Laravel 11, I find that there's routes API v1 PHP. So right from the beginning, the author decides to use v1, which is a good thing. But then the question is, why leave this routes API as default? If we choose API v1, probably I would move this to v1, and that would become the only file for routes API. So kind of the negative feeling here for me is if I need to spend time as a new developer to find where the routes are, if it's not intuitive and clear, that may be the candidate for refactoring. Now let's see what's inside of those routes. The whole thing is under a route middleware, which is probably a good thing. So checking that we use only API and only accept JSON. And then there are two kind of subgroups of routes. Auth routes, which is public, and then under middleware auth sanctum, there are routes for articles, user preferences, and article feed. If we take a look at the README of that project, this is News Aggregator API with these functionalities: auth, articles, preferences, and feed. And now if we go through those register, login, and other auth controllers, I see the first inconsistency. Let's take a look inside of registration controller, which contains a lot of comments for the documentation. And this is invocable controller for, well, registration. I thought it's a good idea to use invocable controller here for registration. And also I thought it is cool to have this success, which comes from a trait JSON responser for common response for JSON, which is used in majority of controllers. But then if we take a look at login controller, then it is not invocable controller anymore. So I was expecting, if the developer chose one method per controller in most cases, then I was expecting login controller for invoke to login, and then the second method here is logout. So I was expecting logout to be logout controller with invocable method. And then the same thing here, password reset controller with two methods, but verify email controller is invocable controller. And then final example of this, a few controllers with a few methods each, but we have feed controller, which is again invocable because, well, there's only one method. So it seems like the idea of the developer is if there's one method in the controller, then it automatically becomes invocable. And I don't necessarily agree with that. In this case, I would choose the index method, so it would follow the same structure as typical resourceful controllers, like in this case for articles, and index for user preference controller. And as I said, I would make logout controller invocable for the logout URL. Again, maybe it's a personal preference, we can discuss in the comments, but this is the first thing that was inconsistent in my opinion. Then another inconsistent thing I noticed is code styling. And this is very important for presenting your code, especially if you're giving that to public code review or for job interview. If I notice something like this, empty line, or this no space, or for example this inconsistency, line empty here, it tells me that developer doesn't use automatic tools like Laravel Pint or PHP CS Fixer, and they may be a potential problem to hire them to work in a team. So out of curiosity, I have executed Laravel Pint test for this project because Laravel Pint is by default installed in Laravel since version 11 from what I remember. So there's nothing to even install, you just need to run that command manually, and we can see a lot of excess here. So even in such pretty small project, we have 98 files to potentially fix. Whatever style you use, it may be PSR12 or it may be preset default called Laravel from Pint. If I review someone's code and see this is kind of a red flag if that person would work on a team project. And then the third inconsistency is how the data is gathered for the controllers. So for example, in article controller, in the main index method, we have a query to get the articles, which is a pretty long query with when, where full text, and other conditions. And there's pagination at the end. Eloquent API resources are used. Side note, I'm not sure if I would separate index resource and show resource In this case, they are different only with one field. So show resource contains content and index resource doesn't have that content. It's maybe a better idea to introduce one resource with one condition inside, but this is also kind of a personal preference. But if we go back to that index method, so okay, query inside of the controller, it may be debatable whether it's worth using some kind of service for that, so separate that to make controller shorter, but okay, fine. However, if we go to second controller, which is user preference controller, and go to its index method, look here, we do have service. So user preferences service is a service automatically included in the constructor here, which is good. And then we have method index inside of the service. So a few things I would comment here. First, why not use service in the article controller here? That method of index contains more logic than user preferences service index. So it's not for or against using the services, but if you choose one or another, it should be consistent in all projects, so other developers would follow that pattern. Whether we have queries in the controller, if they are smaller usually and they are readable, more readable in the controller, it's fine. But for bigger logic, probably it makes sense to offload it somewhere, but then probably it makes sense to use services in majority of controllers. So this is the first inconsistency. And then the method name index doesn't make much sense to me. This is a method to get the data of user preferences. So the goal of the service for potentially to be reused somewhere else, not necessarily in the index method of the controller. It could be in a job, in automated test, in other controller in the future. So the method name would not be index. And also it would not return Eloquent API resource. Services, if they return data, that data should be then transformed into actual response. So from this service, we should return Eloquent collection. This should be the result of the service. And then this line should be in the controller layer here. So this is what controller is for. Sometimes we say that we need to make controllers shorter, but not that shorter. The logic of presentation of the result should be in the controller. The service should take care of the logic of the data, which is actually done pretty well in the next method in the same controller, store. We have validation, we have store method of the service, and then we process that with either returning success or returning error. So that is the responsibility of controller, which is in trait in this case. So the developer does know the logic, but again, inconsistency. And then if we speak about using or not using services to get the data, there's another point of inconsistency. In terminal command, in console command of sync the articles for New York Times, you can consider that as a controller as well. We have handle method to get some preferences, and here we have action. So in some cases to get the data we use services, and in other cases we have action. Let's see what's inside. Handle method for the action which returns some data from Eloquent. So service to get the data or action to get the data. If it's a user preference, why not put that inside of the user preference service in the same logic? And also one more thing about presentation of the code, it's about cleaning up after yourself after some experiments. So all developers, while creating the project, we all do the same thing. We experiment with something and then we choose one pattern or another. But if you choose something, then tidy up the unused features or unused files. It's similar to Routes API I mentioned in the beginning, but also I found that in addition to that trait JSON responser, which we saw already in the folder app traits, there's also JSON errors, which contains failed validation. But if I click find usages in PHP Storm, I haven't found JSON errors used anywhere. So probably it was some kind of experiment which didn't actually land in the final code. But if it does happen, then probably you should delete that file which is not used anymore. So yeah, all in all, this review is pretty negative, maybe sounds even too harsh at times. A lot of those things I mentioned here in this video are personal preference. Whether to use invocable controllers or whether to use services, or whether to use traits for success or error return in the controller. But what I wanted to emphasize again and again with various examples is inconsistency. With what patterns are used in different controllers, code styling, clean code, method names. This all comes down to working in a team. And there's even a tweet I tweeted recently that the level 2 of someone to learn to code is learn to code in a team. So I mentioned more things in my tweet like Git and READMEs and stuff like that, but generally if someone takes that code as a teammate to take over, they would have quite a few questions. Why this? Why that? How to reformat the code for my IDE? So yeah, if you want to impress someone with the code, it should be at least clean and consistent. What do you think? Would you disagree with me on some points? We can, of course, as always, discuss in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about my take how to create APIs in Laravel, there's a course, the most popular course actually over 2024, how to build Laravel API from scratch. Also related to this particular project, I've searched for a course, how to structure projects. This is where I talk about services, actions, traits, and other parts of something which is not in the controller of Laravel. So I will link both courses in the description below. That's it for this time, and see you guys in other videos.